Anne, Princess Royal Gar Kta GCVO GCStJ AQSOA GCLA is the second child and only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. At the time of her birth, she was third in the line of succession, behind her mother and elder brother. She rose to second after her mother's accession, but after the birth of two younger brothers, 6 nieces and nephews, as one grand-nephew, she is currently 11th in line. The 7th holder of the title Princess Royal, Anne is known for her charitable work, being the patron of over 200 organizations, and she carries out about 500 royal engagements and public appearances per year. She is also known for equestrian talents. She won 2 silver medals and 1 gold medal at the European Eventing Championships, and was the first member of the British royal family to have competed in the Olympic Games. She is married to Timothy Laurence, has 2 children from her previous marriage to Mark Phillips, and has 3 granddaughters. Early life and education. Anne was born at Clarence House on August 15, 1950 at 11:50 a.m., as the second child and only daughter of then Princess Elizabeth, Duchess of Edinburgh, and Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, and second grandchild of George VI and Queen Elizabeth. Baptised in the music room of Buckingham Palace on October 21, 1950, by then Archbishop of York, Cyril Garbett, the princess's godparents were, the Queen later Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother, the hereditary Princess of Hohenlohe-Langenburg, Princess Andrew of Greece and Denmark, Earl Mountbatten of Burma, and Rev. the Honourable Andrew Elphinstone. By letters patent of Anne's great-grandfather, George V, the titles of a British prince or princess, and the style Royal Highness, were only to be conferred on children and male-line grandchildren of the sovereign, as well as the eldest son of the Prince of Wales. However, on October 22, 1948, her grandfather issued new letters patent granting these honours to any children of Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Otherwise, Anne would have been titled by courtesy as Lady Anne Mountbatten at birth. In this way, the children of the heiress presumptive had a royal and princely status. As with royal children before her, a governess, Catherine Peebles, was appointed to look after the princess and was responsible for her early education at Buckingham Palace. Peebles had also served as governess for Anne's older brother, Charles. After the death of George VI and the ascension to the throne of Anne's mother, Anne became titled Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne. However, given her young age at the time, she did not attend her mother's coronation. A Girl Guides Company, the first Buckingham Palace company including the Holy Trinity Brompton Brownie Pack, was reformed in May 1959, specifically so that, like her mother, Anne could socialize with girls her own age. The Princess Royal was active until 1963, when she went to boarding school. Anne remained under private tutelage until she was enrolled at Benenden School in 1963, leaving 5 years later with 6 GCEO levels and 2 A levels. Anne's first boyfriend was Andrew Parker Bowles, who would later become the first husband of Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. Princess Anne served as a bridesmaid on several occasions. She was a bridesmaid at the 1961 wedding of the Duke and Duchess of Kent. First marriage. On Wednesday 14 November 1973, Princess Anne married Mark Phillips, a lieutenant in the 1st Queen's Dragoon Guards, at Westminster Abbey in a ceremony that was televised around the world, with an estimated audience of 100 million. Following the wedding, Anne and her husband lived at Gatcombe Park. He was made acting captain by the start of 1974 when he was appointed a personal aide-de-camp to Queen Elizabeth II. By 1989, however, the Princess Royal and Mark Phillips announced their intention to separate, as the marriage had been under strain for a number of years. The couple divorced on April 23, 1992. The Queen had offered Phillips an earldom on his wedding day, as was customary for untitled men marrying into the royal family. However, Phillips did not accept the offer. The couple had 2 children, Peter Phillips and Zara Phillips, and so, unusually for the grandchildren of a monarch, they have no title. On December 29, 2010, the Princess Royal became a grandmother when a daughter, Savannah, was born to her son and his wife Autumn. On March 29, 2012, another daughter, Isla, was born to the couple. On January 17, 2014, the Princess Royal's third granddaughter, Mia Grace, was born to Zara and her husband Mike Tyndall. Kidnapping attempt. As Princess Anne and Mark Phillips were returning to Buckingham Palace on March 20, 1974, from a charity event on Pall Mall, their Princess 4 limousine was forced to stop by a Ford Escort. The driver of the Escort, Ian Ball, jumped out and began firing a gun. Inspector James Beaton, the Princess's personal police officer, responded by exiting the limousine in order to shield the Princess and to attempt to disarm Ball. Beaton's firearm, a Walther PPK, jammed, and he was shot by the assailant, as was Anne's chauffeur, Alex Calendar, when he tried to disarm Ball. Brian McConnell, a nearby tabloid journalist, also intervened, and was shot in the chest. Ball approached the princess's car and told her of his kidnapping plan, which was to hold the princess for ransom, the sum given by varying sources as £2 a million or £3 a million, which he intended to give to the National Health Service. Ball then directed Anne to get out of the car, to which she replied, "Not bloody likely," and briefly considered hitting Ball. Eventually, she dived out of the other side of the limousine and another passing pedestrian, Ron Russell, punched Ball in the back of the head and then led Anne away from the scene. At that point, Police Constable Michael Hills happened upon the situation. He too was shot by Ball, but not before he called for police backup. Detective Constable Peter Edmonds, who had been nearby, answered and gave chase, finally arresting Ball. All of the victims were hospitalized, and recovered from their wounds quickly. For his defense of Princess Anne, Beaton was awarded the George Cross, Hills and Russell were awarded the George Medal, and Calendar, McConnell and Edmonds were awarded the Queen's Gallantry Medal. Ball pleaded guilty to attempted murder and kidnapping, and was detained under the Mental Health Act. The incident was the closest in modern times that any individual has come to kidnapping a member of the royal family, and prompted higher security levels for the royals. It also served as the focus of the 2006 Granada television-produced docudrama, To Kidnap a Princess, and inspired storylines in the Tom Clancy novel Patriot Games and the Antonia Fraser novel Your Royal Hostage. Second marriage. Anne married Timothy Laurence, then a commander in the Royal Navy, at Crathie Kirk, near Balmoral Castle, on December 12, 1992. The couple chose to marry in Scotland as the Church of England did not routinely allow divorced persons whose former spouses are still living to remarry in its churches, while the Church of Scotland did under certain circumstances. In participating in this ceremony, Anne became the first royal divorce copyrightee to remarry since Victoria, Grand Duchess of Hesse and by Rhine, did so in 1905. Like Phillips before him, Laurence received no peerage, and the couple leased a flat in Dolphin Square, London. They later gave up this city home and now reside between an apartment at St James's Palace and Gatcombe Park. Anne has no children by Laurence. Court sanctions and criminal record. The Princess Royal faced court charges in March 2001, when she pleaded guilty to driving at 93 mph on a dual carriageway, while on her way to Hartpury College in Gloucestershire. She was fined £400 by Cheltenham Magistrates Court, and had 5 points added to her driving licence. The following year, she became the first senior member of the royal family to have a criminal record, after she was convicted of an offence under the Dangerous Dogs Act 1991. She pleaded guilty to the charge that her dog, Dottie, attacked 2 children while she and Laurence were walking the dog in Windsor Great Park. The princess was fined £500 by Berkshire Magistrates Court and ordered to give Dottie more training. Equestrianism. Anne has always shown a keen interest in horses and equine pursuits. At the age of 21, the princess won the individual title at the European Eventing Championship, and was voted the BBC Sports Personality of the Year in 1971. For more than 5 years she also competed with the British eventing team, winning a silver medal in both individual and team disciplines in the 1975 European Eventing Championship, riding the homebred doublet. The following year Anne participated in the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal as a member of the British team, riding the Queen's horse, Goodwill. Princess Anne assumed the presidency of the FAR copyright DAO copyright Ration per Equestrian International from 1986 until 1994. On February 5, 1987, she became the first royal to appear as a contestant on a television quiz show when she competed on the BBC panel game A Question of Sport. Her daughter, Zara Phillips, is also a keen equestrian competitor. Together with her horse, Twatan, she won individual and team gold medals at the 2005 European Eventing Championship as well as individual gold and team silver medals at the 2006 FEI World Equestrian Games. Official duties. As Princess Royal, Anne undertakes a number of official duties on behalf of her mother, in support of the Queen's role as sovereign of the Commonwealth realms. Anne began to undertake official royal duties overseas upon leaving secondary school, and accompanied her parents on a state visit to Austria in the same year. She will sometimes stand in for the Queen at the funerals of foreign dignitaries, and resides at Holyrood Palace in Edinburgh each summer, hosting engagements there. The Princess also travels abroad on behalf of the United Kingdom up to 3 times a year. She was the first member of the royal family to make an official visit to the Soviet Union when she went there as a guest of the government in 1990. The Princess's first tour of Australia was with her parents in 1970, since which she has returned on numerous occasions to undertake official engagements as a colonel-in-chief of an Australian regiment, or to attend memorials and services, such as the National Memorial Service for Victims of the Black Saturday bushfires in Melbourne, Australia, on February 22, 2009. Following the retirement of the Queen Mother in 1981, Anne was elected by graduates of the University of London as that institution's Chancellor. Throughout May 1996, the Princess served as Her Majesty's High Commissioner to the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, which granted her, for the duration of the appointment, a higher precedence in Scotland, and the alternative style of Her Grace. In 2007, the Princess Royal had the honour of being appointed by the Queen as Grand Master of the Royal Victorian Order, a position her grandmother had also held. The Princess Royal carries out a full schedule of royal engagements and is involved with over 200 charities and organisations in an official capacity. She works extensively for Save the Children, of which she has been president since 1970, and she initiated the Princess Royal Trust for Carers in 1991. Her work for the charity takes her all over the world, including many poverty-stricken African nations. She is also the royal patron of WISE, an organisation that encourages young women to pursue careers in science, engineering and construction. Her extensive work for St. John Ambulance as Commandant-in-Chief of St. John Ambulance Cadets has helped to develop many young people, as she annually attends the Grand Prior Award reception. She is also a British representative in the International Olympic Committee as an administrator, and was a member of the London Organising Committee for the Olympic Games. She was president of BAFTA from 1973 to 2001. She is also a Royal Fellow of the Royal Society. Royal Fellows are members of the monarchy who are recommended and elected by the Society's Council. There are only 5 Royal Fellows, including the Princess Royal herself, the Duke of Edinburgh, the Prince of Wales, the Duke of Kent, and the Duke of Cambridge. The Princess Royal was elected Chancellor of the University of Edinburgh in 2011, effective March 31, succeeding her father, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, who stepped down from the role in 2010. Likewise, she accepted in 2011 the roles of President of City and Guilds of London Institute, Master of the Corporation of Trinity House and President of the Royal Society of Arts, also in succession to her father. She is also patron of Edinburgh University Euro Unregistered Trademark S Royal School of Veterinary Studies, Royal Holloway, University of London, International Students' House, London, Acid Survivors Trust International, Towns Women's Guilds and College of Occupational Therapy. The Princess Royal attended Royal Variety Performance Show on behalf of the Entertainment Artists Benevolent Fund on December 5, 2011. She represented Great Britain in the International Olympic Committee at the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics in Russia. Titles, styles, honours and arms. Titles and styles: August 15, 1950 AA February 6, 1952, Her Royal Highness Princess Anne of Edinburgh, February 6, 1952 AA November 14, 1973, Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne, November 14, 1973 AA June 13, 1987, Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne, Mrs. Mark Phillips, June 13, 1987 AA present, Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, the Princess Anne style and title in full, Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne Elizabeth Alice Louise. Princess Royal, Royal Lady of the Most Noble Order of the Garter, Extra Lady of the Most Ancient and Most Noble Order of the Thistle, Dame Grand Cross and Grand Master of the Royal Victorian Order, Dame Grand Cross of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem. In 1996, Anne was entitled to be called Her Grace the Lord High Commissioner to the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland. Anne is the seventh creation of the title Princess Royal, an appellation given only to the eldest daughter of the sovereign, the last holder being George V's daughter, Princess Mary, Countess of Harewood. Honours: see also List of honours of the British royal family by country, orders. 1969 AA Member of the Royal Family Order of Queen Elizabeth II, 1971 AA 1998, Dame of Justice of the Most Venerable Order of St. John of Jerusalem, 1998 AA Dame Grand Cross of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem. 1974 AA Dame Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order Euro, 1990 AA Extra Companion of the Queen's Service Order, April 23, 1994 AA Royal Knight of the Most Noble Order of the Garter, 2000 AA Extra Knight of the Most Ancient and Most Noble Order of the Thistle, September 29, 2005 AA Chief Grand Companion of the Order of Logue, Decorations, 1982, Canadian Forces Decoration, Medals, June 2, 1953, Queen Elizabeth II Coronation Medal. 1977, Queen Elizabeth II Silver Jubilee Medal, 2002, Queen Elizabeth II Golden Jubilee Medal, 2005, Commemorative Medal for the Centennial of Saskatchewan, 2012, Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal, Foreign Honours, 1969 AA Grand Decoration of Honour in Gold with Sash for Services to the Republic of Austria, 1969 AA Commander Grand Cross of the Order of the White Rose of Finland, 1971 AA Grand Cordon of the Order of the Precious Crown, 1971 AA Commemorative Medal. Of the 2500th anniversary of the founding of the Persian Empire, 1972 AA Grand Cross of the Order of the House of Orange, 1972 AA Grand Cross of the Order of the Oak Crown, 1972 AA 1992, Order of the Yugoslav Flag with Sash, First Class, Appointments, Fellowships, 1986 AA Fellow of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, 1987 AA Royal Fellow of the Royal Society, 2011 AA President of the Royal Society of Arts, Academic, 1981 AA University of London, Chancellor, 2011 AA University of Edinburgh, Chancellor, 2012 AA University of the Highlands and Islands, Chancellor, 2013 AA Harper Adams University, Chancellor, Academic Degrees, 2004, University of Regina, Doctor of Laws, April 23, 2010, Memorial University of Newfoundland, Doctor of Laws, 2011, Cranfield University, Doctor of Science, Honorary Military Appointments. As with other senior royals, Princess Anne holds a number of honorary appointments in the armed forces of several Commonwealth realms. Anne is of the following regiments, corps, and branches: Australia, Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Australian Corps of Signals; Canada, Colonel-in-Chief of the Grey and Simcoe Foresters; Colonel-in-Chief of the 8th Canadian Hussars; Colonel-in-Chief of the Communications and Electronics Branch; Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Canadian Medical Service; Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Regina Rifles; Colonel-in-Chief of Royal Newfoundland Regiment, New Zealand; Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal New Zealand Corps of Signals; Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal New Zealand Army Nursing Corps, United Kingdom; Colonel-in-Chief of the King's Royal Hussars, Colonel-in-Chief of the Worcestershire and Sherwood Foresters Regiment, Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Corps of Signals, Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Logistic Corps, Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Army Veterinary Corps, Colonel of the Blues and Royals, Royal Colonel of the Royal Scots Borderers, 1st Battalion Royal Regiment of Scotland, Royal Colonel of the 52nd Lowland Regiment, 6th Battalion Royal Regiment of Scotland, Royal Honorary Colonel of the University of London OTC, Commandant-in-Chief of the First Aid Nursing Yeomanry, Honorary Air Commodore of RAF Linium, Honorary Air Commodore of the University of London Air Squadron, Admiral and Chief Commandant for Women in the Royal Navy, Commodore-in-Chief of HMNB Portsmouth, Arms, Personal Standard for Canada. The Princess Royal has her own royal banner for Canada, comprising the shield of the Canadian Royal Arms defaced with a blue roundel surrounded by a wreath of gold maple leaves, within which is a depiction of Princess Anne's cipher, and with a white label of 3 points, the centre one charged with a red heart and the other two with red crosses, taken from her coat of arms. Issue, Ancestry, References. External links, The Princess Royal, Crowds Cheer Marriage of Princess Anne, Princess Anne gives birth to Master Phillips, Princess Royal remarries, Princess Anne building bridges with students.